Hello everyone and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Monday, October the 9th. My name is Barry Anderson, the moderator of your trading room. Any questions for me, you can use this email address right here. If you'd like to join our room, you can basically copy and paste that link into your browser and follow the instructions. Basically, we'll send you an email, you'll create a password, and just one second please, I have to just disable my Skype. There we go. And create a password, and one time only. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas in order to participate in our room. This is a link if you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas. And I typically open the room at about 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I start to share my screen, and I get live on the mic at 9:05. All right, well, another interesting day, and what I am finding anyway is we're starting to get some of these really crazy low float stocks that are really moving. If you were in the room last week, you know that we had Linu and several others. This was another one today. So this is ONTX. It only has 5.8 million shares in the float. And this came on the low floaters on the move. Probably there was the first right at 9:37. The alert was at 195. And I was a little bit later on that one. I did get in actually quite a bit later. 232. I think it probably moved really quickly. Got into this one at 232. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, that's way too late. But obviously in this particular case, not at all, because it hit 272. Again, 232 to 272 is a fantastic percentage increase in a very short period of time. So I'd love to say that's where I got out. Not quite. I was able to sell at 259 and 256 very quickly, and now it is pulled back, and you know, just move on to perhaps the next one. There were other ones. Here's another one that I did not get into, BSPM. Here was the alert. 1.62 million shares in the float. I mean, look what it did. Got all the way up to 252 from $1.64. Actually in this one I definitely had some time right on this right on that break right there, but you know, for whatever reason I did not take this one. Now here's one that kind of a little bit upsetting for me, because I had told everybody in the pre-market that this is what I was really kind of focusing on. This Helios and Matheson with their movie pass. And what happened is it popped so quickly. I had an alert set right there, and it just really like screamed right through that alert. However, I did have some opportunities right around here, and for whatever reason I didn't take it. I still may, even though this one, I mean, if you're not familiar with this, take a look at what has happened on the daily. September the 14th. So not even a month ago, this stock was $2.66, and now we're sitting at $19.29. So, you know, this has just been so fantastic. Holly had this one several times, actually on a sell on Friday, but had the buy alert right here. Anyway, I am going to keep looking at this one. I'm maybe hoping for a bit of a pullback, but it just may not happen. Now I am in this one, RXDX. And this one was a Holly. One of the reasons I got into it is because Holly had alerted to this a couple of times within about a week and a half ago. This was on, let's see, on October 2nd, and this one was on October, just 2 days ago. So when I saw this, and if you take a look at the daily, I'm sorry, on a daily, there's really not a resistance when you look left for maybe until 16 or so. So actually about 15, but I decided that it looked pretty good on the 15. See what it did? It had that pullback right there, and then it had the nice pop, and it sort of rested just briefly, and I got into it right here at 13.95. I thought I got in at 15 or 14, but they filled me. You know, it got filled at 13.95, and now it is moving pretty smartly here. So I have to see what happens by the end of the day, but definitely turned out to be a pretty nice trade. Also in this one, I missed an opportunity to get out of it or some of it right here, but it is starting to come back. Had a tremendous day on Friday. You had this big day on Friday. So that's why I knew about it, because it was on my evening scan because of this big day. So I was kind of watching it and to see if it had another day of continuation. And I eventually entered the trade right about here. And with maybe I'm going to swing this one. I'm not 100% sure, but certainly though, if it can get back up to the 1250, I will probably take some of it out. Let me get back to the 15-minute time frame. And this was another crazy little low floater. It turned out to be just more of a scalp trade for me, SBOT. Again, 9.8 million shares in the float. It came up on the low float scan. You can see the volume that poured into it. I got into it at 124, popped up to, oh, here on this candle, all the way up to 145. I took some out almost immediately at 135. This went up way too quickly and then came back down and basically got out the balance flat. But certainly taking a look at a lot of these low float situations, you know, they can give us the best percentage increase in the shortest period of time if you can catch them fairly early and don't get too greedy. You know, you have to sell some of this because as quickly as they go up, they can come down. And let's see what else happened. This was one that I did take from Holly, a little bit reluctantly. This was from Holly at 23.35. Now it looks like it got up to 24. The spread was really tough at certain times. In fact, right now I bet you it's about. Actually, it's not as bad right now. It's only 25 cents. But at some times it was almost $1. I decided to take it because of what it did on Friday. I thought, well, okay, even if it's a tough spread, I did end up taking this trade at 23.46. I was able to get some at 23.46 right around here. And I sold some at 23.80 and 23.60, but the spread was really tough, and so that's why I decided to get out of it. I only took it because of what happened on Friday. I thought maybe the bid could kind of catch up to the ask, and maybe it could almost even take that out, but didn't really happen. And let's see what else happened here. That's really about it. I think I want to get back into the room. So another exciting day, especially with these low floats. Now, earnings season, in theory, is sort of starting this week. You know, some of the major financials institutions. I think maybe Morgan Stanley, maybe J.P. Morgan. I'm not 100% sure which ones, but I think they will be releasing earnings. But Alcoa AA will be releasing earnings in about a week. Maybe a week tomorrow, I think. I think usually it's on a Tuesday. And that, for me anyway, kind of kicks off the unofficial earnings season start. And that is when we will start to see a lot of interesting moves all day long. Not just the low floaters. I know a lot of people don't like to trade the low floaters because, you know, they can be a little bit tricky. But we'll probably get a lot of the, you know, the more higher priced ones, the more ones that people are used to, the names that they recognize, but they'll be pretty volatile on the day that they release earnings. All right, so let me bring back my capture program. And again, if you'd like to send me an email, this is the address to use. And this is the link to use to create a password to get into our trading room. You only have to do it once, and you do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to participate in our room. I will open the room tomorrow at about 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I'll start to share my screen, and at around 9:05 I'll get live on the mic. So thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.